Welcome back to another episode of Purple Rain Podcast. Once again, thank you for coming through to episode 176 of the Purple Rain Podcast. Most recently worn by Jawan James and now worn by John Simpson, undrafted free agent, or the Andre Smith, or the David Hale, or the Amon Gordon episode of the Purple Rain Podcast 176. Thank you for coming through, spending your Thursday with us. Not a lot going on, in the football world. In the outside world, there's a lot going on. We'll talk about that. But yeah. But first and foremost, you can follow us on Instagram at the Purple Rain Podcast. Follow this guy on Instagram, on Twitter at Sundeath, and on TikTok. I'm gonna do the reverse Uno card. All right.
Okay.
I'm doing it.
That's fair.
I'm pulling it out my back pocket. Food reviews.
That means I got to keep posting.
Yeah, sports to see. I'll give you a reason to post. You can follow me on Instagram at simplyas10.prod and on Twitter at simplyas10. Most importantly, our sponsor, Manscaped. All right. We're what? 10 days away from Father's Day? See, I'm not going to sit here and say what I got for Father's Day because my father's probably listening. All right. But if you guys want to get your father, grandfather, brother, uncle, something for Father's Day, go to Manscaped. Give them something nice.
Yeah.
Use code PRP. 20% off, free shipping. You just can't go wrong with it.
Yeah, I mean, you hit the nail on the head there. I mean, I don't even have anything else to say. That 20% off plus the free shipping. What do we call it? That's the kicker. Yeah. All right. Let's see. We got to bring up everybody who's here in the live chat. Again, thank you guys so much for joining this episode 176 of the Purple Rain Podcast. All you guys here in the live chat, we got our guy Dre in the building. What's going on, Dre? Mod K-Dog, that is to you, says, yo, what's good, Rain Gang family on this Friday Eve? So consistent with that sentiment. We love you, K-Dog. We appreciate you. Thea Pennell the Fourth says, let's go, Purple Rain Podcast. What's going on, brother? Appreciate you for pulling up, coming through. Jay Money says, I think they should get a corner. Okay, right off the bat, just hopping right into it. Okay, I like that. We'll get into that. Quoney's in the house. What's going on, man? And then, K-Dog shouting out the Manscaped per usual, 20% off plus the free shipping. And giving his weekly shout out to the replay gang. Listen, if you're not watching this episode live, first of all, thank you for tuning in. But second of all, put hashtag replay gang down in the comment section with your thoughts, questions, comments, concerns about this episode, about Ravens football, about whatever you want to, leave a comment about. And we'll get back to you. We appreciate the Rain gang and the replay gang. Okay. So it's off season. It's June. Right, so we're in the lull of the offseason. It's kind of slow, but there are little bits and pieces of news kind of trickling out. Yeah. Right, let me start by saying this.
Okay,
I got to give a shout out to our guy Engraven.
Talk about.
I got to give a shout out to our guy Engraven.
Talk about
it. And if you know Engraven and you've seen his you follow him on Insta, you've seen his stories, he's up to some big things. The guy's up to some big things, man. And I could not be more happy and more proud of him. Like, kind of taking charge and leading that Ravens community.
He's like my unofficial big brother. That's what
that's what it feels like.
He's like the Ravens YouTuber unofficial big brother. Like, he's out there like doing his thing, and like, we're out here just so proud of him and so happy for him. Honestly, that's how it is. So shout out to awesome, Raven. Man. Yeah, it really is. That's just the Ravens YouTube. We love each other.
Yep. I mean, he pops in on the show pretty frequently. Yeah. Not sure if he's listening right now, but, shout out to Engraven. Man. Let's see. Eli Season in the house says, Alex, my man. What's going on, Eli? Raven Ron in the house, just, answering the question in the title, says edge rusher over D-Hop. Okay, we'll get into that a little bit more. You guys start thinking about that. Edge rusher or D-Hop, because that's what we're getting into today. Let's see. So what up, PRP? What up, Raven Ron? What's going on, man? Okay. So, Alex, I want you to kind of take point on, kind of the most recent news that we've heard coming out of Baltimore training camp, whatever you want to call it. What's going on with the Ravens right now? What do we need to be reacting to?
Okay, so since we're going to talk about edge rush, there's no better time to talk about the new outside linebackers coach, Chuck Smith, aka Dr. Rush. And I'm reading this off the Ravens website, not trying to plagiarize, giving my credit when credit's due. He has been a private coach in the Atlanta area since 2001. His former clients include Von Miller and Aaron Donald. And, every offseason, NFL pass rushers would, try to go in and work with him. So he is now a coach for the Ravens. He was hired by us in March, and he's being trusted to bring out the best in Odafe Owe and David Ajabu. And he got given some high praise by David Ajabu, saying he's a guru. He's just bringing out the best of us, and he brings a lot of energy. He lets us be ourselves, lets us kind of dance off the ball. I'm really excited just to see how our development comes. So, with that being said, I think we can agree right now edge rush is probably the weakest part on the Ravens team. That and secondary, you can pick, but we don't have an elite guy like a Marlon Humphrey on the edge rushing. So I kind of wanted to get everybody's feelings like, what is the height of these two young guys in Owe and Ojabo, because they have a lot of pressure on them this year, and a lot. I'm not going to sit here and try to act like there's a lot of pressure because Justin Houston's not there right now, and we're now edge rushers go off the board. Most recently, Frank Clark just got signed today, 1 year, $5 million, up to 7.5 in incentives. We saw Leonard Floyd get signed Monday, 1 year, $9 million. Is it time we call up Justin Houston? I see Danielle Hunter could be on the trading block. These guys have a lot of expectations, and Owe has been underwhelming, unfortunately, going on year 3. He hasn't hit, I think, 7 sacks. He hasn't hit that. And he got 5.5 rookie, I think maybe 2.5, 3 last year. For a first round, that's not doing it. How are you feeling, though? Do you think Dr. Rush can really fix these guys? I mean, is he really that good?
I mean, again, Kodak Black meme. I hope so. but here's the thing. Here's the thing. I think that I'm first of all, I'll just come out and say this. I'm not really a supporter of us going out and pursuing Danielle Hunter. I don't think that, and I'll just say this. I don't think that Danielle Hunter on our team is as much of a needle mover as Dhop would be on our team. Now, with that being said, I also do think that when it comes to the edge rushers, and I said this in a couple episodes ago, we got to keep swinging at the young guys. We have to be able to get some cheap talent somewhere on our team and have it actually pay dividends for us. We can't just go keep signing guys. If honestly, if I'm going to tell you the truth, Alex, I think we bring back Justin Houston. Bring back Justin Houston. Almost had 10 sacks last season. He's a veteran presence. I mean, I think he's the perfect addition to go with an emerging, potentially, David Ajabo and Odafe Owe. Not only do you need a coach who's been there, who's done that, like Dr. Rush, but you also need a guy on the field who's been there and done that as well. And I think that's Justin Houston. And I think Justin Houston has already been able to kind of build a relationship with Owe and Ajabo being there last year as well. So I think we bring back Houston, and just kind of leave Danielle Hunter alone so we don't have to give up any extra money or most importantly, draft picks. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's my kind of reaction to it. But what do you think though?
So it's funny you brought up, Chuck Smith being a coach, because Owe said he's given him a lot of insight that he hasn't had, because a lot of his coaches, they're great coaches, but they haven't played the position. Chuck Smith played a position, 58.5 career sacks, and he had a career high 12 sacks in 1997. So honestly, to me, I'm kind of just going to compare it. It could be apples, oranges, but it's kind of like when Patrick Queen was working with Rob Ryan. And then when Patrick Queen started working with Zach Orr, you have a coach that didn't play the position. Great coach. No disrespect to Rob Ryan. He's won it all. But you have a guy like Zach Orr who undrafted, worked his way up, worked his ass off, got second team All-Pro, undrafted free agent, had to retire because of the neck. We get it. I think this could be the same thing. I am an Odafe Owe truther, but I couldn't agree with what you said more. I do not want to trade for Danielle Hunter. I think that cap is a little too much for my liking. I would like to keep a little bit of money just in case for injury insurance. And I would just probably try to call up Justin Houston, see what's going on. Hey, big head.
Yeah.
Literally and figuratively. Hey, big head.
Lunch break hot take in the building.
LBHT.
What's going on, fellas? Appreciate y'all for coming
on.
through. Theopino the Fourth says Odafe Owe revenge year or bust. I mean, this is it for Odafe Owe, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
It
what?
is.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask all of you guys this. What number of sacks does he have to accumulate in order to not be considered to be like on the trading block?
Double digit.
Double digit.
Yeah.
10 sacks.
I mean, if you're drafted in the first round, I love him. Like, I'm an Odafe Owe truther, but you got to get that. You know,
How many sacks did he get last year?
I think it was 3, but let me check.
Yeah, I mean,
3.
he
and he had 5
3
his rookie
sacks.
year.
Yeah, 3 sacks ain't gonna do it. That ain't gonna do it. Not for a first round pick.
No,
that ain't gonna do it.
no.
Yeah.
It's not.
So this is the year. This is what is he going to into year 3, right?
Yep.
Yeah, he's got to step up. And let me see. Jabari Cruz Ellis says 8.
Okay.
I think that's a fair number. I was gonna say 8.
That's fair.
You know, going from 3 to 8 it's enough promise to warrant giving him another chance, I think. Especially, you know what I did read the other day? I think it might have been Dr. Rush who said this quote. You know, let me know if I'm wrong, Alex, but he was saying that, or kind of alluding to the fact that, hey, you're gonna know what Odafe Owe's special rush move is. Like, do you remember who said that?
It was him. It was Dr.
Okay.
Rush. They're working out
so.
new stuff at OTAs, new drills.
I wonder what that is. Is it going to be like a spin move to the inside? Is it going to be a nice swim move? Is it going to be a bull rush? Like, what is it?
Will it be a dip? Will he pull the Dalen Hayes dip? Will we see that?
I remember that was nasty. Yeah. Who knows, man? Who knows? But we need it, though. We need it.
Yes.
I mean, if a guy like Odafe Owe can step up, that might be the catalyst and what really takes us over the edge, if that makes sense, Alex. Like, I mean, we know edge rusher is one of the more premier positions on a football team. You know, if you can put the other team's quarterback on his butt before he has a chance to make a play, that's huge. If you can, you know, get strip sacks, things like this, all these things that game records do, guys like Myles Garrett, guys like TJ Watt, that is going to just completely change your football team and make you a championship contender. So hopefully he can do it. Let me see. Dre says 8 as well. LBHT, they're saying 7 to 10, somewhere in that range. The opinion of the force is at least 8 or 9.
Yeah. It has to be, you know, around that area. I say double digit just because that first round tag. I mean, you're expected to do big things. And when you're in our division, all right, when you think about the AFC North, think about some of the edge rushers we have in our division. Like you said, Myles Garrett, TJ Watt, you know, Jadeveon Clowney was a Brown, and now they just got Zadarius Smith. Oh, the Bengals, Trey Hendrickson. And then we dealt with Carlos Dunlap for how many years?
Yeah.
And we really haven't been able to, I mean, Matt Judon was our last elite, you know, edge rusher that wasn't out of his prime. I mean, Justin Houston put up 9.5 sacks, but he had that one really good game against the Saints, you know, with kind of come in bunches. We need to see it spread out. And we are missing that elite edge rusher. And I just think of like a Nick Bosa on the Niners, you know, Joey Bosa. And then, I mean, Frank Clark, and who just left, he always shows up in the playoffs, and so does Chris Jones. So we need to have those guys that can take over a game, because that could be the missing piece on the defense.
Yeah, and when you think about it, I think it's interesting that you use the phrase "take over a game," because when you really think about it, like on defense, edge rusher is one of the only positions where you can take over a game. You know, on the defensive side of the football. And all my football heads out there, let me know if you think I'm wrong on that. But to me, it seems like, you know, because a corner is limited to what he can do, right? And how he can impact the defense, because the ball has to be thrown his way. Same thing with a safety. So anybody in the secondary. So really, you got guys in the trenches, and most of the guys in the middle, you know, the Aaron Donalds and I can't use, he's a bad example, but the guys in the middle, the interior D line, right? Those guys aren't typically like getting loose and getting home. It's the guys on the edge, right, who have more space to work. So, yeah, you need that game record on defense, and that's why I'm saying, like, if Odafe Owe can step up and really be like a double-digit sack guy, that can be all the difference. And not a lot of people will be talking about it. You know, they'll probably give all the credit to the Ravens offense and what Lamar Jackson is doing with Odell Beckham Jr., Rashad Bateman, Zay Flowers, all that. But a lot of it will go towards, a lot of that credit to us Ravens fans will know that it comes from that pass rush. And that's why it's really important that Odafe Owe steps up. And then also David Ojabo as well, which is the one that intrigues me more, Ojabo. Because Ojabo was really supposed to be, he was a higher rated prospect than Oweh.
Yep.
You know,
He was
until he
supposed to
got hurt.
go
Top 12, right? Something like that.
I want to go top 12, top 14. I think top 10's a stretch, but
yeah,
he was being projected to us at our number 14 overall pick where we got Kyle Hamilton.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, when we drafted him, we knew that he was a little bit damaged because he just gotten hurt at the combine or at his pro day, one of those. But it was insurance. It was basically like parlay insurance, basically, if you will.
No sweat bet.
No sweat bet. Exactly. No sweat bet. We picked him up. We knew he wasn't really going to, help us out in the 2022 season, but, he even played a couple games at the end of that season. Had a forced fumble on Joe Burrow, man. And that sack really stuck out to me out of any other sack that I think that the Ravens accumulated last year, to be honest with you. It's just seeing David Ojabo just really get after it like that. So hopefully he can take that big step in year 2. Hope that kind of reminds me, and this is kind of totally unrelated, but like second year guys, Tyler Linderbaum. I hope he takes that next step too. I'm excited for what he can do and how he can stay consistent. But yeah, man.
Good point.
So to kind of answer the question, should the Ravens pursue edge rusher or D-Hop? The collective answer, I think, from us too, and let me know if I'm wrong. Yeah. Are we saying D-Hop? Okay.
I mean, like, if we're talking edge rusher, like, I want Houston back. I'm greedy. I want both, but I don't want to trade for Daniel Hunter. I would like to try to go, get Justin Houston and then, get D-Hop. But, we are interested in D-Hop. He hasn't visited us like he's visiting the Titans. But, yeah, I'm greedy.
Jabari says edge rusher. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I like Alex said, I would like to have Justin Houston back and then let our young guys see what they can do. But that offensive side of the football, man, if DeAndre Hopkins makes the offense what you would call foolproof, like we talk about there's no excuses now, and some people even still, hey, you look out into like the mass media, people are not all that hyped up about the Ravens wide receiving core as we are,
I'm cool with that.
I'm cool with it too.
We gotta talk about the Madden too, all right? Because the disrespect, there is so much disrespect. I don't like being that fan where just because I like this team means we're getting disrespected. No, like, I'm sorry, bro. Like, we'll talk about the Madden, but that was just pure 2 times. They went overboard with that clip.
Yeah, they didn't need to do that against. That's disrespectful. And you know what? I guess we can get into that. We can talk about that. The Madden trailer dropped yesterday.
I didn't even watch it.
I didn't even watch it in its entirety either. I just saw like a little bits and pieces that people kind of like took from it. Number one, they didn't change the Cardinals uniforms to the new ones. They, lazily kept the old ones up there on the cinematic trailer that they used. Number two, you got Patrick Mahomes doing, basically passes where his body is freaking horizontal, and not even like throwing out of a sack. Like it just looks like they made it look like he just did that just to do it. Like that made zero sense to me. Like what button do you press to do that move? And it was an incomplete pass. Like it. Yeah, I don't get that. And then most importantly, at the end, they decided to really put on for Josh Allen real hard and have him, stiff arming Geno Stone into the dirt and then running over Patrick Queen like he's not an inside linebacker.
Like he didn't, like when they met this past season, like Queen didn't flip him. And and they came with the receipts, which I love. I love receipts. Yeah. They're great because you can return your items. You can say, "Yeah, I bought it. Let me get my money back." And you can also say, "Hey, I flipped this guy that you have trucking me." and it wasn't even. It was the coach's film too. That's what made it better. Like we got to see the play develop, and he just ran right. Man.
Yeah, a lot of people had smoke for Chuck Clark on that play, which was pretty funny to see. But. Yeah, let me see. Jabari says, why is Josh Allen on the cover? What has he done?
In your short, you talked about it, and you made fantastic points. There was all hits, no misses. Couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what they were thinking when they went ahead and decided that Josh Allen was the number one candidate to be on the next cover of Madden. Like, I think you said it in the last episode. Justin Jefferson has a better case to be on the Madden cover
I
than
thought about
Josh
it
Allen.
to Hurts, Jefferson, and I go Burrow. Those three, I thought
Yeah,
you.
that
I
would have
should
been
think you
just
should.
fine.
I
Yeah,
think because at least I know there are rivals, but at least Burrow's made it to the Super Bowl, made it back to back. AFC Championship games. I feel like he has a better shot. Doesn't when it gets to the playoffs, he doesn't choke. So
yeah. I don't get that. Like, I don't know. Maybe the people who are in charge of that sort of thing that has some sort of connection with Josh Allen, Buffalo. Who knows? I
it's
don't know.
Buffalo. They love Buffalo. They love
They
them.
do.
And
They
even
do.
on the cover, they like use Photoshop. They forgot to remove one of his in his face mask. It's like reaching over. There's like a small little error. Like they didn't even like get it out. It's his face mask is messed up. So
Wow.
that's just Madden for you. I feel bad.
Yeah.
They are tarnishing John Madden's name because like they're doing that man dirty.
Yeah. Absolutely dirty. Hit that like button, as Jessica says here. Yes, please like that. Like the video, helps us out a ton. So to simply say the same thing as well. Okay, let's talk about Dre saying that Josh Allen is overrated. Josh Allen's good. He's a damn good football player. I'll say that. But there's a lot of damn good football players who deserve to be on that Madden cover before. And I really thought that Justin Jefferson should have gotten it because when's the last time they had a receiver on the cover of Madden?
Was it Fitz and Palomalu in like 09?
Whew. If so, then like
or 08? Had to be because they had Gronk on it. Gronk was on it. Oh, AB. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah,
AB.
which one was that?
That was 19 or that was 19.
19.
Yeah.
And
real quick, Raven Ron brought up a great point. He said, think of this. When was the last time we had a 1,000-yard receiver versus when we had a 10-plus sack DN linebacker? K-Dog said Hollywood 2 years ago. Raven Ron says, what's the second answer? And the last time we had a 10-plus sack, I have it up right here. 2017, Terrell Suggs, 11 sacks. Was the last time double digit.
And the last time we had a 1,000-yard receiver was Hollywood Brown a couple years ago when he got like 1,008 yards or something like that.
Yeah, with the extra game. So should have had more, to be honest, to be fair, but he didn't. So yeah, 2017, the last time we had double-digit sack guy on our team.
When was the OBJ cover? Was that 14?
16. 16.
Okay.
15 was Sherman. 14 was because they had Madden 25. That was my favorite Madden, and like the newer ones. The best one I think of all time was Sean Alexander on the cover. I love that one on the PS2.
Yeah, I remember that one. My favorite one was definitely the either the Ray Lewis one, which I believe is 05, or the Michael Vick one.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, one of my favorite football games, like video games, Arena Football. That game that and NFL Street. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, NFL Street was so much fun back in the day, man. Oh my god, I used to like get into like fights with my family members over that game.
Yeah. So, NFL and NBA Street, honestly, I like NBA Street better, but NFL Street was so good. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I can only imagine if they had like NFL Street, like with today's players.
Can you honestly like imagine the teams? Like just come on now. The Ravens. Like that would be so sick.
Yeah, like Lamar, like oh my
Odell,
gosh.
Andrews, Bateman.
the Ravens would probably be unstoppable, to be honest with you. Like in an NFL Street game where you kind of have to exaggerate the electrifying part of each player, Lamar would be unstoppable. Mark Andrews would catch everything. He would body everyone. Odell would be Odell doing what he does. The one-handed grabs.
Eagles will be good too. They'd be real good.
Yeah, Eagles will be solid for sure. It would be a good game. I don't know why they don't make games like that anymore.
Because you can't have the add-on. You can't put money and buy more into it because you would just buy the game. You don't have to buy add-ons. That's the worst part. Like you can't do an ultimate team in NFL Street.
That's crazy, man.
They'd find a way to.
I would saw like they don't make more games nowadays. They make a lot less games, but they just like kind of, you know, they have the DLC, which is basically like disc locked content. You know, some of the stuff is probably already even on the game. You know,
Yeah.
and nobody gets discs anymore. But like the digital one, whatever you get, a lot of that stuff is probably just pre-locked, and they're just saying like, oh, okay, in like in 3 months' time, we're gonna open
Call of
this up,
Duty.
and if you pay more, then sure. You know, like it's crazy.
The only game I play is FIFA, but like, every time I go on like my PS4, which sounds like BWI because I'm gonna have a PS5, it's always like updated for Call of Duty. Call of Duty takes like 200 gigabytes on my game.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Compared to, you know, NFL Street, which it was that game. There was really no updates. You could customize your roster. You could make your own rosters. I mean, bring it back, man.
Yeah. Bossy Raven saying we having a fantasy league this year. Yeah.
Of course we are.
We're running back for sure. And Bossy Raven, I don't know if he was in it.
He was
in it last year. I think he was. I think he was. Yeah, I do remember playing him. Yeah. But yeah. All right, guys. So I think we're gonna end this episode after a couple questions. We'll take some questions from you guys.
Great conversation right there about old school video games.
Yeah.
I can start us off with a nice little fact.
Sure.
Okay, so I was on Twitter. I saw a tweet. The Lamar Jackson haters don't want you to know this. When Rashad Bateman was playing in weeks 1 through 3, he was among 30 quarterbacks with at least 80 dropbacks. All right. His passing grade through those first 3 weeks was 3rd best. His yards per attempt was 3rd best. And his big time throw rate was 1st. And he was quarterback 1 in fantasy. Now, that was just with Bateman, Demarcus Robinson, Devin Duvernay. Now, Bateman, Odell, Zay Flowers, Aguilar.
Yeah, shoot, man, it's gonna be very, very interesting, and then also add on a new offensive coordinator as well.
Yeah,
Todd Monken, who's gonna shake things up, and you know, maybe this is one of those years where we take the league by surprise again. Remember how that happened a few years back, and you know, maybe it happens again. Maybe we recreate that magic with this kind of new nucleus on offense. So I'm excited to see what we can do there for sure.
It'll be fun.
Let's see. We got a question from Purple Haze 5220 says Spence or Crawford, referring to the Errol Spence versus Terrence Bud Crawford boxing match that will be happening soon. I can't remember the exact date on that one. With the limited knowledge that I know about both of these guys, I think that Errol Spence is the more technical fighter. And he also has a chin as well. I've seen a lot of times where Errol Spence, he's gotten hit hard, you know, but he takes it pretty well. So I'm going to go with Errol Spence in this one. I think that he kind of outlasts him. He wins by a unanimous decision at the end. But I think it'll be a good fight, very entertaining fight, but give me Errol Spence.
Yeah. I don't have an answer for this, but I do have something I want to bring up, which is crazy. The greatest soccer player of all time is coming to the U.S. Like this is no longer a debate. Like, I'm a Ronaldo fan, but Messi is the greatest of all time. Playing for Inter Miami. I was not expecting this. I'll be honest with you. This is huge. Like, of course they aren't talking about this like ESPN. They have a small segment, but like every single Inter Miami game got sold out, like away, because I wanted to go see when they play DC United because that's the closest team to me.
Right.
But it's insane. Like, Lionel Messi is playing in the MLS.
But why though?
So, David Beckham, you know who that is, right?
Sure, yeah.
So he owns Inter Miami. Messi now is a part owner of that Inter Miami club. He's getting money from Apple TV, like revenue. I think he might even have shares with them now. Like, the amount of money he's getting paid from all these things is absolutely insane. And he could have went back to Barcelona, but came to the U.S.
Okay. So, he's turning into businessman Messi. I like it. I mean, but he's getting older, you know, as are guys like CR7. One of my favorites recently retired. Was it? Man, I can't remember. Ibrahimovic. Yeah. Zlatan. Yeah. When he was with PSG, he was my guy, man. I used to love watching him play, man. Just had a boot on him. Just had a boot.
Yeah. Look at you using the term "had a boot," not a boot. Oh,
I mean, man. Yeah. I used to be really into soccer back when I was in college. Like, you know, I feel like any college has a really big like soccer culture somewhere. You just kind of got to find it. You got to find those friends. And I had those friends. I never really played because I suck. Like I'm absolutely horrible with my feet when it comes to soccer. Like I'm just gonna say that. But no, I love the sport though. I love to watch it. But yeah, let's see what other questions we have here. Raven Ron says Nelson Aguilar over under 400 yards.
This is a good one. I like this. That's a really good.
It's a good line. Yeah.
Okay, Demarcus Robinson had 454 last year.
Interesting.
I can see Aguilar playing all 17 games. I think he can get over it if he plays every game. I think we'll have a game or two where he kind of shocks people. Then he'll have just 2-3 catches here there. I can see over, maybe like a 410, but just slightly.
I'm gonna go under on this one. I feel like like we've been saying, there's one football to go around. And if you are divvying it up, like let's just say the Ravens go 50% run, 50% pass. The running backs they're sharing between J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards, and then sometimes Lamar Jackson will get sprinkled in on run plays. But when you bring to the other 50% with the wide receivers, you've got a totem pole of guys that you have to go through before you get to a Nelson Aguilar. So, and we know Lamar, he trusts his guys. He specially requested Odell Beckham Jr. to be there. Mark Andrews is already his security blanket. The Ravens drafted a first-round, receiver in Zay Flowers, and Lamar's already given him high praise. So I think that he's really going to prioritize those three guys, not to mention guys like Isaiah Likely, who's actually, bailed him out before once or two times. So I don't really see Aguilar getting all that many opportunities. Now, the one thing he could benefit from is from when, maybe later in the season, certain guys are sitting out some games to, rest some whatever, going into playoffs, whatever, hopefully. Maybe he'll be able to get some, I don't want to say garbage time, but kind of like that a little bit.
I mean, he could be getting garbage time in the first couple of games. We start blowing people out. Tyler Huntley and Nelson Aguilar.
I feel like at that point they'll be running the ball. If we're blowing teams out, it'll be a nice steady dose of Gus Edwards, and maybe we even get some of our younger running backs in there. Who knows?
Keaton Mitchell. Yeah, I like that.
Keaton Mitchell, right. Let me see. Dapper Dons with a super chat donation here, making it rain, episode 176 of the Purple Rain podcast. Dons, we appreciate you, brother.
Thank you.
Zion goddamn Williamson. Let's keep it PG-13, fellas. Man, Zion Williamson in the news for sure. Yeah.
How can we keep this?
Yeah, PG-13. He did say 13.
Okay. I guess this Duke, I guess Duke kind of opened him up to something, and yeah, I know the girls he was interacting with are not at Duke. I'll tell you that.
No, definitely not at Duke. Adult film stars. If we want to keep it PG-13, I guess he is.
There we go.
He is having relations with. Got one of them pregnant, and then the other one he was having relations with kind of exposed him on social media and said all this stuff about him. It's like Zion.
Maybe that's why he hasn't been playing.
Maybe. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. When you're a superstar athlete like he is, you're gonna have a lot of, for lack of better words, access, right?
Oh yeah.
But I don't know. It just feels like you could get something way, and I'm not trying to talk down on like sex workers, whatever, right? But I don't know. I feel like there's better ways to spend your time. If I'm Zion.
That's with a lot of athletes, unfortunately. They just, I don't know. I don't know why it's like caring about an image. You got to keep up. At the same time, I'm never gonna have that type of money. So,
well, you never say never.
Find yourself a nice, But hey, if you guys are both getting the bag, I'm not gonna say no. NDAs, Zion. NDAs.
Hey. Yeah. Okay.
What a way to.
All right.
Yeah, that was. Yeah.
All right. Okay, I think we're gonna go ahead and leave it there. This episode of the Purple Rain podcast. Thank you guys so much for coming through to this episode 176 of the show. Make sure you follow us on
podcast.
Yeah, that's a new one. That's a new one. Follow us on Instagram at the Purple Rain Podcast, like you see down below. Follow me on Twitter or Instagram at Sutton Def, if you so please. And then this guy over here, his name is Simply As10. You can follow him on Twitter at Simply As10 or on Instagram at simplyas10.prod. And as I always say, the TikTok, Simply As10. You know, honestly, just Google him at this point. Just Google him. It'll all pop up, right?
Google.
Yeah. So, and then last but not least, make sure you go on manscaped.com with Father's Day 10 days away. Y'all heard Alex. 10 days away Father's Day is. Use our code PRP on manscaped.com to save yourself 20% off, plus free shipping. And with that being said, I'm going to let my guy Alex take us out.
Thank you for coming through to episode 176 of the Purple Rain Podcast. We appreciate you for spending your Thursday evenings with us. Also, the replay gang, thank you for watching this. If you made it far, drop a question, drop a comment, drop something. How you feeling? How you doing?
Yeah.
But as always, stay positive, test negative.
Yeah. And never, ever forget, even on the rainiest or foggiest of days, never, ever forget to call God. This is episode 176. We're going to catch you guys in the next one.